Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a round in the newly buffed Act Zaku. I'm in the level 1. Most of the buffs went to the level 3 and 4, but all levels of the Act Zaku got a new improved standard hand grenade and also a secondary incendiary grenade. I'm using the machine gun because the Act Zaku machine gun is really good, fires really fast, and yeah, I just like it. So the beam rifle does not seem to have been modified. I think it's another one of those things where there's enough things that use it that might be difficult. But yeah, it's one of those. It's decent, but the heat management is really kind of hard to deal with. Let's see, grenade did not connect. I don't think that one hit a wall. Yeah, so yeah, so far, not my aim with grenades is not good. I I I can do really well with that sometimes, but yeah, just sometimes not. We are still at 350, so it is still very ag eyes here. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot the Aktaku basically uses the Goof's neutral swing, which is almost completely vertical, which is great for not hitting your allies and, you know, not as good for hitting things slightly to your left. So, okay. And there is something I can be shooting. Somehow I am still alive. I managed to, wander out of the middle of an enemy formation instead of sticking around and getting myself killed. It was a nice change of pace. And yeah, hitting shields on whatever that is repeatedly. Hoping to land the incendiary, but yeah, it's I don't have a lot of health to work with here, so I'm not counting on doing much except just, adding on stacking on more damage where I can before I explode, which I did a little bit of, so I'll take it. This is an ace match in the colony drop site. I don't play a lot of low cost colony drop site, so also don't play a lot of ace matches on this either. So we'll see how that works out. But just to give the usual spiel, at 3 minutes remaining, the person with the highest score on each team is chosen as the ace. The ace's kills and assists are worth triple points, and so are their deaths. So the longer your ace is alive and the more kills they get, the better off your team is. And also, the faster you get the enemy ace down. So, balancing those two things and balancing your what's the word here, Rob? Daily token goals are kind of the challenge. So, because yeah, a lot of times, like I've said before, you know, there's at least a few days a week where you have goals of killing X number of people in a round, and that is not really compatible with letting the ace get the last shot in. So, but yeah, letting the ace get the last shot in is how you win. So, all right, that yeah. Now that I remember what the hit boxes are like, I'm doing a little bit better. Stop the slice rail. I didn't make a second swing because I wasn't sure how close that Aggen was, and I didn't want to hit it. Ifrit knocked got me down. And that's okay. 4.5 minutes left. We've got another minute and a half to before we have to worry about an ace. I think it's going to be the Aggen. They're doing fairly well. I need to run that again. That is a ridiculous little mobile suit and fun to use. But yeah, we're behind a little bit. But if we can, if we can make good use of the ace part of the round, that's not going to make a huge difference. We'll see. Be honest, a lot of times when I'm narrating these, 50-50 is me trying to maintain some kind of suspense, and half is I don't remember how this round went. And a little bit of both here. So that is probably the slice rail again. That's about the only thing I see running the ground type beam rifle at 350 anymore. But I'm just going to knock that down. Was not enough to save number 2, but got some decent damage in at least. And ow. Yep, and here's that Ifrit again. I should have figured it was there, but I didn't look. That was foolish. Put the Act Zaku in standard Zaku colors a long time back. I forget if it was for a request or I just felt like it, but looks good in those, so I'm leaving it for the moment. Yeah, we've mostly caught up. We're basically, if we were to go capture point A, it would be even, but We're about to have the aces decided, so yeah, better to just kind of stick together and get ready to shoot things. Sadly, it is the Agjin who was almost out of health and right up on the enemy. Not a great start, but you know, it happens. So does also means does not mean this is not recoverable, but would be really nice if we could take out that ace. There, the enemy ace is the Thunderbolt Agi in the general type with the Swiss Army knife gun that has like a sword and missiles and a machine gun. And let's see. That's always kind of interesting to me, just because they gave it a skill that makes switching from one weapon on the multi tool to another uh, faster. And prior to this, the only thing that used that was the Pale Rider D2, which has not been anywhere near as popular as Thunderbolt Agi in terms of being used quite so often. Yeah, I'm trying to stick with the ace. Just kind of keep an eye out for various threats. Ace Action went down here, so I am going to follow. Yeah, Agden seems to have a pretty good eye for isolating enemies, but yeah, they are gonna. This kind of looks ambushy, and it is certainly starting to play out that way. There's two people in front of the ace. The enemy ace is behind us. Yeah, so try and get some grenades thrown where they'll be useful, and do not block the retreat if I can help it. But yeah, okay. Agden's moving in on the ace. I think that's a wise move. Three versus one when one of them is the ace is not the worst. Well, when both of them are aces, it's not the worst plan. Because, yeah, you want to keep your ace alive, you want to keep the enemy ace dead. I always remember to mention this too. The ace bonuses do not stack. So if an ace kills an ace, you do not get 9 times the score. But, okay. Enemy ace is out. I am following, but luckily it was not their ace that finished me off. So, yeah, it's fairly close. I think we can pull this off. I just don't remember if we did or not, so we'll see. And enemy ace is back on the field. Somebody, I think, got either a kill or a checkpoint, but yeah, number 3, I think, just dropped. But yeah, this is, again, if we can keep the ace alive, which is what I'm going to try to do, this is still winnable. We just have to be kind of careful on our approach. Either way, it's been a close one at least, so. See, was going to downswing, wasn't sure it would not hit the enemies, but yeah, I don't think we are going to pull this off now because we're not super well concentrated and we're out of time. But yeah, went relatively well, I think. So it was a close loss. So yeah, I'll take that. And let's see. I did not make the board. Our Aggen got 5205 out of our 11,000 points. That's fair. Okay, yeah, I was not doing particularly great at all. And man, I thought this was the better of the 2 Aktaku rounds I saved. That's scary. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. Okay, so at level 3, the Zaku got an extra 6 points of ranged attack, going from 26 to 32. Extra 4 points of melee attack, going from 30 to 34. Thrusters got 5 points, went from 60 to 65. At level 4, they went from 65 to 70. Gained an extra part slot in each of the 3 locations at level 3. Went from 12 close range, 16 mid range, 8 long range to 13, 17, 9. Got thruster output increase level 1 at level 3. At level 4, it gets level 2 of that. Reaction booster program level 1 given it at level 3, and level 2 of it at level 4. Level 3 also got its leg shock absorber defenses upped from level 2 to level 3. The new Zaku hand grenade is 200 points stronger than the previous hand grenade it had. 1300 versus the old 1100. It reloads 3 seconds faster, went from 13 seconds to 10, and it apparently does more build stun. The Incendiary hand grenade, I'm having used it, I'm kind of curious. I don't know if it does any actual damage on impact. I think it may just do straight up tick damage from the flames, and not very many ticks at 150 damage each either. So it's good as an added weapon, but it's not it's not outstanding. That said, that's probably because at level 1, the Aktaku is not too far off from the average win rate for general types. Average at 350 for generals, 49.9% win rate, and the Aktaku was at 47.6. It's a lot closer than it wound up at the higher levels. At the higher levels, at 400, the level 2 was winning 46.3% of the time against the 50.7% that the average 400 general gets. Average general at 450, just straight 50%. Aktaku was doing 43.3. At 500, it's 50.3%, and the level 4 Aktaku was doing 43.5. And yeah, it was always keeping even, at least on MS losses, but yeah, damage dealt was also severely below the averages, as was rival win rate. So yeah, I think it feels pretty good, but I'll definitely have to try it at level 3 or 4 and see how that comes out.